In today's climate, nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights today. Shoot better. Stay safer. Crimson Trace.
This is Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, broadcasting nationwide. Have a question? Want to make a comment? Call Tom now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. That's 866-825-5486. Or email tom@guntalk.com. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
Oh, yeah, I'm still here. You can't get rid of me. Hey, glad that you could be with us. Tom Gresham here. Our number's 866-TALK-GUN. And before I forget it, I've been meaning to do this already. You have an incredible opportunity. You remember, I know you've seen on Fox News, Sheriff David A. Clark. He's sheriff of Milwaukee County, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Been at the NRA shows, given speeches there. Well, you got a chance to go to a fairly intimate breakfast with Sheriff Clark at the Blade Show. How cool is this? It's the Blade Show. It's like SHOT Show, but for knives, with custom-made knives and, of course, regular factory-made knives, but a lot of works of art, a lot of cool stuff. It's in Atlanta. The Knife Rights Organization is having Sheriff Clark speak at their breakfast. It's going to be June 6th. It's not very expensive. Really a great chance, and there won't be all that many people there. You probably get a chance to chat with him. June 6th breakfast. I'm just looking at it right now. If you go to the Knife Rights website, kniferights.org, it's kniferights.org, they'll have all the information. This is in Atlanta, June 6th at the Blade Show, which you want to go to anyway, if you're at all within any kind of distance where you can get there. Very cool. And a chance to hear Sheriff Clark speak. So that is a win-win and a double win. So there you go. I don't often, in fact, that's not true. I don't ever do this. Within the family of gun rights groups, people working for gun rights, and you know, I've said before, I don't agree with everybody, but I support pretty much everybody. There are times when we disagree about how we're going to do something. And look, there's Gun Owners of America, there's Second Amendment Foundation, there's the NRA, there are other groups out there. And we all say, okay, yeah, that's fine. You go do it the way you want to, and that's, you know. But we don't generally speak ill of another gun rights group, assuming it is a real gun rights group. Which brings me to our guest. Jon Caldara is the president of the Independence Institute. He wrote a somewhat provocative article, but I got to tell you, given what I know about the subject, I think it's right on the money. Jon, how are you, sir? I appreciate you being here.
Tom, what an honor to be with you. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I appreciate it. All right. The article says, stand up to Dudley Brown's gun rights bullying. Dudley Brown is the head of the Rocky Mountain Gun Owners and also National Association for Gun Rights. Am I correct?
You are correct.
All right.
And by the way,
before
yeah. Oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, you prefaced this, Tom, was so dead on, and that, you know, there are so many different ways for us to fight for our Second Amendment rights, and there's always, and there always will be, differences of opinions, differences in strategies, in tactics, but we're all going off the same premise that we're actually working to expand gun rights, not to hinder gun rights. And when an organization comes around and purports to be working on behalf of gun owners, but in fact works against gun owners, I think it's important to send up a red flare and say, we need to take a closer look at this, and people need to know what these players are doing.
Okay, and the reason I wanted to have you on here is real simple. I get regular emails from people who say, hey, I just got this email promoting the National Association for Gun Rights, NAGR, and what do you think of them? Should I send them money? And I always tell people, if it's any other group, look, join. First of all, you got to belong to the NRA, and then you ought to belong to whatever groups you want. In the case of this one, I say it's really simple. As I put it one time on the air, I said, if the man was on fire, I wouldn't turn on the sprinklers. And I do not speak ill of people easily. And I guess, first of all, tell him what he just did in Colorado and how he snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. We were just about to win back, not all, but some of our gun rights there, and he screwed it up for everybody.
A little bit of background. Dudley Brown runs Rocky Mountain Gun Owners, very powerful in the state of Colorado where we work. And he has a tendency to get involved in Republican primaries in a way that is just ugly in order to get his candidate elected in the primary. And almost, not always, but almost always, that candidate then goes on to defeat. And he has a funding model that the more we gun owners lose, the more he can fundraise because it's more of a crisis. 2 years ago, the democratically controlled legislature of Colorado passed several terrible gun laws. The one at the center of this was a ban on magazines that held more than 15 rounds. Now, we want to fight this back, and we want a full repeal of this. That's where we want to go. This last year, we had the opportunity with a Republican-controlled Senate to pass full repeal. The full repeal failed, of course, in the House, didn't even get out of committee. But one of the Democrats on that committee said, you know what, I would be open to passing an expansion of the ban to 30 rounds. And there are more than enough Democrats in the House and in the Senate that if Republicans went along, it would certainly win. Now, 30 rounds from 15 is not just some win for us. It's a 99% victory for us because 99% of all the magazines that we lost in this ban would be covered if we could expand the limit up to 30 rounds. Yeah, there's a few
and it's going in the right direction.
Exactly. It's going in the right direction. It is expanding gun rights. It is moving the football farther down the field. It takes it all the way to the 1 yard line for a full repeal. In no way can this be considered a bad thing for gun owners or gun rights. But who stopped us? Was it Michael Bloomberg? Well, Michael Bloomberg certainly wasn't wild about this idea, or any of the anti-gun groups. No. It was Dudley Brown's Rocky Mountain Gun Owners, a National Association of Gun Rights, that put the pressure on their, I'll call them caucus, in the state legislature, and so that a new bill was never introduced to be able to have that victory. The long and short of it, Tom, is this. We have a guy who is making millions of dollars off of well-meaning gun rights activists, and he is working to make sure we don't win gun rights in Colorado. In fact, in the nearly 20 years he's been active in Colorado, he's never passed a single bill through the Colorado legislature. He opposed our concealed carry law, and if he had won that 10 years ago, we would be one of those backward states like New York that doesn't have a state law guaranteeing a concealed carry permit. I can tell you,
let me tell you, I can tell you, talking to the people who are on the inside, at any given NRA board meeting, one of the conversations is, what is that knucklehead doing? He keeps ensuring losses out there that we have to go spend money, time, effort, resources to fix or to fight. Why are we having to fight our own guy all the time?
There's a terrific book called The Blueprint, written by Rob Whitworth, former state legislator. It talks about how the left took over Colorado. Rob Whitworth had the best saying about Dudley Brown and Rocky Mountain Gun Owners. He said, if we didn't have Dudley Brown, the left would have to invent him and pay for him. He is so very effective in losing seats for pro-gun candidates, and he's remarkably effective in stopping pro-gun movements moving forward. And it infuriates me that his attitude is that since he has enough magazines to last him 3 lifetimes, that I guess nobody else, including future generations, need to be able to legally purchase. He really.
All right, John, let me ask you a question here. Okay, obviously you've been watching what's going on out there. What made you decide to go public and write this article and tell the world about what's going on?
What a great question, Tom. W. Brown and his operation is based on bullying. And when I say that, I mean it quite literally, in that the way he runs his politics is to destroy people at a very personal level. He'll run false ads against candidates. He'll accuse them of things they did not do, and on a remarkably personal level. So much so that I didn't quite realize until this recent flare-up just how scared politicians are of standing up and saying the right thing and doing the right thing. I'll give you the perfect example. When he wanted to show how much control he had in the Colorado State Legislature, he was able to have 26 out of 51 Republicans sign a letter to me saying that they don't support raising the limit from 15 to 30 rounds. But when I talked to several of these people, they said quite candidly, "Oh, no, John, you're absolutely right. It's the way to go. But I don't want a primary next year with one of Dudley's crazy candidates who's going to throw mud at me and ruin what chances I have. So I'm just going to go along with Dudley and instead of standing up. And I'm too passionate about this issue not to stand up and say, we need our magazines back, and we need to stand up to Rocky Mountain gun owners and Nagger and Dudley Brown. And now is the time.
All right, tell them how they can get more information on the Independence Institute, John.
Best place to go is independenceinstitute.org. That's independenceinstitute.org. But also go to our Facebook page on this. It's Has Your Back. It is CO, as in Colorado, Has Your Back. And what we're trying to do is tell legislators that we will have their back if they stand up to Dudley Brown and give us back our magazines. There are enough votes there. There's only one guy in the way, and he claims to be on our team.
All right, Jon Caldara from the Independence Institute. I appreciate that. Very passionate. Obviously, I wanted to get that out there. Your thoughts? Gun rights, or is it a gun rights group, really? Oh, man, what a mess. What a mess. Costing us a win. I got to tell you, 30 rounds is better than 15, and it gets you, like you say, 99% of the way there. Yes, it's not everything, but you know what? The enemy of good is an attempt at perfect. Why would we not win back incrementally what we have lost incrementally? 866-TALK-GUN. If you're looking for a safe and trusted way to sell your firearms, look no further than Dury's Gun Shop. I trusted them to sell my dad's collection. They built their business for over 50 years on honesty and customer service. Dury's Guns will buy any size collection or estate, none too big or too small. Selling your firearms to Dury's Guns is easy. Go with the pros. I trust Dury's Guns. DurysGuns.com.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit SigSauer.com today.
Long-range shooting is challenging and fun, but most precision rifle bullets aren't right for hunting. Nosler's AccuBond LR long-range bullets are designed specifically for hunters. They combine the incredible on-game performance AccuBond bullets have delivered around the world with incredible long-range properties. High ballistic coefficients make for bullets which shoot flat and defy the winds. The sleekest, flattest shooting, bonded hunting bullet ever designed. Nosler's AccuBond LR. For more info, visit Nosler.com.
All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. Get you in here. Let's see. Matt's on hold, but I appreciate your patience on line 4 out of Beaver, Oklahoma. Hello, Matt.
Hello, sir. How are you today?
I am well.
Good. I was wanting to know on your thoughts on the 22 TCM and whether that is a viable carry gun. I know it's really fast, but it's a pretty light bullet.
Well, it is, but it's also a very fast bullet. So there you go. You got 2,100 feet per second. What you've got essentially, would it be fair to say this is kind of like carrying a 22 Magnum? Yeah, kind of, sort of. That ballpark, 40-grain bullet going 2,100 feet per second. I guess it comes down to, do you think a 22 Magnum is a good carry gun? Now, the other part of this is when you get the 1911, it's chambered in 22 TCM, you also get a 9-millimeter barrel. So you could carry 9 and still have the 22 TCM for fun shooting of other stuff, but maybe not carry it, if that's where you want to go. So you do have options.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your thoughts on that.
Well, is that one of those deals that people say, is it enough? I don't know. Sometimes I carry a 22 North American Arms little mini revolver because that's all I can carry. Is enough? I hope it is. May not be. If it's the old deal. If I knew I was going to be getting myself into a gunfight, I wouldn't go in the first place. But if I knew I had to be in there, like Clint Smith says, I'd want to take something that you shoot by pulling on a rope, a lanyard, to make it go off. So I don't know if that helps, Matt, but there you go. Jeff's line 2, Charlotte, North Carolina. Hello, Jeff. Oh, just dropped. He said he was wanting to say that Masada Ayub has an online video. Only Mass would have this, right? An online video of what to do when you go into a public restroom in the bathroom stall and you got to avail yourself of the seat there. What do you do with your concealed carry pistol? So we're going to have to check it out. I'm sure that if you just do a little internet search magic, you can find Masada Ayub's video. So there you go. Oh, he's back on too. Let's get Jeff on there. Hey, Jeff, Charlotte, tell me about this video that Mass has.
Hi, yes. I saw it a couple of years ago. It was online, a video. He was wearing sweatpants over his regular pants, so it was clean, not X-rated or anything.
Uh-huh.
But he showed how to support the firearm in a holster while you're sitting on the toilet.
Huh. What did he do?
I'm sorry?
How did he do it? What did he do with the holster with the pistol?
Well, he supported it with his knee on the waistband of the pants. Had his knee up against the holster, really.
Oh, okay.
And if you look online on the video, it does a great job of explaining it, and you can see it.
How did you happen to stumble upon that?
I was going through some of his videos online. I don't know if they were on YouTube or online somewhere.
Right.
And I came across that, and what a great idea.
Well, it is. Of course, he is a really good teacher. I mean, there are several good trainers who, and I tell people this, I said their real gift is that they are good teachers. And Masad is a great teacher. And so I've worked with him for years on various projects, and he has a great way of putting things that make sense. He thinks through the presentation. You go, oh, okay, I get that. Now I get it. I understand. It makes sense there. So, hey, I appreciate the call, sir, and that's good information. I do want to run down to line 3 where James is with us out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hey, James, what you looking for here?
Well, I've got an XD9 that doesn't really fit my hand, and I have a friend that told me about a CC75B, and I held one the other day, and I just wondered what your thoughts were on the CC compared to the XD9.
Well, first of all, did you say you did get to hold one in your hand?
Yes, I did, and it fit my hand perfectly.
Okay, well, that's the first and maybe one of the more important questions is, did it fit your hand? Now, you had an XD and it did not fit your hand. Have you tried an XDM?
No, I have not. This one is probably 3 or 4 years old. It's a 4.5 inch.
Right.
So,
here's what I found. I have kind of smallish hands. I can shoot an XD just fine. The newer XD Mod 2 fits my hands much better. The XDM fits my hands much better. I can get my hands around them. Having said that, look, the CZ system has been out forever and ever. It's an old, very well-established pistol. If it feels good in your hands and you really like it, I would not get rid of the XD quite yet. But if you want to get that, I certainly would say you ought to do it. If there's any way, I don't know if the store there has a range where you can shoot one before you buy it. That's even better. But lacking that, the CZ is a great system. Now, understand, you've got what, to me, is a bit of an odd placement of the safety. I've never quite gotten used to that. And honestly, the bore axis is pretty high to the hand. It's an old-style pistol, so you're going to have a little bit more recoil sensation, and the recovery shot-to-shot is going to be a little bit slower. With a striker-fired gun, you got the axis of the bore is lower in your hand, so that's one of the real benefits of a striker-fired gun. So it's kind of one of those, you pay your money and you make your choice. So there's nothing bad to say about a CZ. I'm just saying that's kind of what you got to look at. Those are the different factors.
Okay. Well, maybe I can try to get a hold of one and take it out to the range, somebody. So, all right. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, ask around. In fact, you might even ask the guys at the store. Say, look, you guys know anybody who has one that maybe I could get together and we could go out to the range and shoot it. So shooting, it's always the best way. I think not enough people give credit or give credence, if you will, or importance to the height of the bore axis in your hand. And with striker-fired guns, the bore axis is lower, or if you prefer, your hand is higher, closer to the axis of the bore, which means that's the line where the recoil happens. And it reduces muzzle rise, it reduces felt recoil, and it seriously reduces, if you have a good, strong grip and you know what you're doing, reduces the time between shots. You can make much, much faster shots on target. Important for competition. Clearly, it could be important in a self-defense situation. Or it might just be fun when you're out there shooting. It can be important. You can say, hey, I can shoot fast and hit stuff. How cool is that? So, hey, it's all good stuff.
Covering all aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
All righty, this story just hitting the wires here. A victim of a harrowing gunpoint robbery in Mississippi on Saturday grabbed a gun out of his truck and opened fire, killing one robber and sending the other fleeing. Jackson police said the victim turned the tables on a pair of robbers after he was robbed of his wallet and forced to drive to an ATM to get money. Now, here's the deal. Here's how this thing went down, so pay attention here. This doctor said he's in the driveway of his home when these two guys surprised him. They had guns. They announced a robbery. The robbers forced the victim into his home to get his wallet. Then they forced him in his own Toyota truck to drive to a local ATM. Said the doctor retrieved the gun. He retrieved his gun from the truck. Now, he hasn't shot these guys yet, right? So they're robbing him. He's got his wallet. They're making him go to the ATM. They're taking his money. So far, it's just money. He said the doctor retrieved the gun from the truck after one of the robbers then threatened to go back to the doctor's house to harm his wife. I have no problem with that. What you say is, don't tell anybody, don't do anything, or I'm going to come back and do X to your wife. Really? Why don't we just end this right here? Then I won't have to be looking over my shoulder, and I won't have to worry about my wife. Works for me. Line 1, Neil's with us out of Anchorage, Alaska. Neil, sounds like you have a gun problem. Neil, what's up? All right, Neil went to the refrigerator to get a beer, so we'll put him on hold and try him again in a minute. Well, I wouldn't listen to this sober anyway. Line 4, Van's with us out of Kansas. Hello, Van.
Hey, Tom. I was wondering if you have an opinion on the Tikka T3 rifle.
What are you thinking? What are you wanting this rifle for?
Well, mostly deer hunting.
Is this a hunting rifle? Oh, for deer hunting. Okay. What caliber?
Well, caliber would be variable. I was just wondering if you'd spend any time behind that Tikka frame. And
I will tell you this. I think the Tikka is a sleeper rifle. I think it is better than the price category that it lives in. I think the Tikka T3 is a really sweet rifle. If you find one at a good price, jump all over that thing. I don't think you can make a mistake with it, honestly.
Well, that's good to hear because that's exactly what I've done.
How did I know that? What caliber did you get?
Well, 243, 7 Remington mag, and 300 Win mag.
Oh my! You jumped deep into the deep end of the pool, didn't you?
Well, after the first one, I was hooked, but I was wondering if it was just me or if it actually was what I was feeling and seeing.
Well, all right. Let me ask you. You're the guy with 3 of them. What do you think?
Everybody likes a different kind of trigger. I get that, but I don't think I've been behind a better trigger on them. And my friends don't like the belted magnums, but the 11th, 12th, and 13th round out of the 7 mag printed a half-inch group at 200 yards. And
nice.
For those listening out there, the Tikka, the T3 is an awfully light rifle for the belted cartridges, but that allows you to hang the super heavy scope that I've got on it and a tripod and still not be out of the weight range of carrying.
Yep. Exactly. Look, I appreciate the range report. I know you kind of slipped in there and said, what do I think about it, when in fact you had the range report. But yeah, I think the Tikka T3 is a really fine rifle. We have so many good rifles today. It's unbelievable. Tell you what, when we come back, we're going to get an honest-to-goodness range report on the mythical unicorn, the GT20 pistol that's finally out. And we'll take your calls. 866-TALK-GUN. That'll get you in here. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk.
In today's climate, you always need to be ready. Nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights. Shoot better. Stay safer. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge.
The .45 Auto, also known as the 1911, is the standard other defensive pistols are measured against. No matter what pistol you carry, techniques developed around the 1911 are vital. You know you need training, and you know your concealed carry class definitely was not training. Now Gun Talk presents an exciting DVD, Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. Tiger's unique training style will have you drawing, moving, shooting, and running your gun better, no matter what style pistol you prefer. At ShopGunTalk.com, you can order our DVDs of Tiger's instruction. ShopGunTalk.com also has a 2-DVD set, including Concealed Carry 1. Get both for the information you know you need. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com has DVDs, books, and other essential gear. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
Crossbreed Holsters is broadening our product selection to serve more of your concealed carry needs. With products handmade in the USA, like the bedside backup, gun belts, and of course our world-famous Super Tuck and Mini Tuck holsters, we understand what works, and we take pride in providing you with a quality product. At Crossbreed Holsters, we live and breathe concealed carry. We make and sell products that we believe in and products that our customers love. To see more, go to crossbreedholsters.com. That's crossbreedholsters.com.
The Ruger LC380 is the perfect pairing of the award-winning LC9 pistol and the popular .380 auto cartridge. The LC380 is the same size as the LC9, yet offers reduced recoil, making it Ruger's lightest recoiling personal protection pistol yet. It features a dovetailed high-visibility 3-dot sight system, 7-round magazine and finger grip extension floor plate, manual safety, and loaded chamber indicator. The Ruger LC380, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
All right, this one is in the Don't Be That Stupid category. Yellowstone National Park, a 16-year-old girl has been gored by a bison in Yellowstone National Park while posing for a picture near the animal. She and some others were 3 to 6 feet from the bison when she turned her back on it, and the bison took a couple of steps and gored her. This is not Jellystone Park. These are not cartoon animals. I am reminded when I was a youngster, our family was in Yellowstone Park. Back then, the black bears were walking around everywhere, and before the rangers got real control of it. And of course, my dad, obviously outdoors guy. There's a family there, and they had their little girl, I can't remember how old, probably in the 4-year-old range, sitting on a park table, a picnic table, and they had put jelly on her face so they could get pictures of the bear licking the jelly from her face. My father ran in, snatched up this little girl, and yelled at the dad, "Mister, if you don't want her, I'll take her," and took off and got back in our camper. My God. Are people really that divorced from reality? Okay. All righty. Landon, line 2, Austin, Texas. So you got one. Hey, Landon?
I did. I'm so glad I did, too.
The GT20, it finally got there, our GUNTALK 20-year anniversary pistol. So talk to me about it. What's it look like? How's it shoot?
Well, I mean, it looks pretty much just like all the pictures in the video. I think when I actually ordered these, the video did come out, so I did have a chance to kind of get a sense of what it would look like. And it's just like that. It's got the 1 of 300, and, I mean, it is spot on. It is awesome.
Super. Well, have you had a chance to shoot it?
Oh, yeah. I'm all out of 10-millimeter ammo. I'm empty. I don't have anything left in the house to shoot.
Oh, my gosh. So, all right, tell me about it. How did it shoot?
It shot wonderful. I think I had at least 2 or 3 other people shooting it as well. Everyone wanted to get a look at it. I would say it's probably, I don't know if I want to say it shoots more accurately than my Glock 20, or I just shoot more accurately with it just because it's got a little bit more heft to it. But, you know, I had some pretty good groups at about 7 yards, you know, within I want to say within about, 2 or 3 inches. I still find I have that tendency to pull with the 10-millimeter, both in the Glock 20 and with this one, but it's got such a sweet trigger pull. It's really hard to shoot bad with this gun.
It's funny. I got an email from a guy that says, "Hey, man, I got the SIG P220 and 10-millimeter, and I really hate the single-action trigger." I'm going, what? And then he said, "Well, I decided I didn't want the single action only like you had, so I bought the double action, single action, and the single." And I'm thinking, well, that's why I spec'd it out with the single action trigger. I mean, Landon, how's the trigger, man?
I keep going between it and Ruger that I pretty much grew up on, but I think it's my new favorite trigger. I mean, the take up is a little bit soft, but once you hit that wall, it's got that nice crisp break, and then the reset is nice and short. And I mean, it's real. I don't know. It's kind of tough to put words around it. We're talking about this on the range just an hour or two ago, but there's just something intuitive about it.
You know, the other thing is I had a guy write me, he says, look, I shot some really, really heavy loads through it, and the recoil did not seem bad. Now, this is not your first 10 millimeter. How do you compare it with, say, the Glock or others?
I actually had I have a Glock 20 short frame that we were shooting back and forth between it. And it's a noticeable, I don't know if I want to say if it kind of takes the recoil away, it's more like it takes the edge off. My feeling is that it has to do partly with the fact that you've got a little more mass there because it's an all-steel frame, and the fact that it's maybe a little more rigid. I think also the G10 grips are a little more aggressive. I think I've updated some grip tape and some other stuff on my Glock to kind of give me a little more traction, but I get much better traction with these G10 grips that I got in the GT20.
Well, I appreciate you giving me the report. I mean, that's out of the box. It's not, it'll shoot in. It'll even get a little bit better. It'll get smoother. Keep it, and you know the drill. Keep it really well lubed, especially at first while it's breaking in. But it should just work very nicely. And of course, you've got heavy loads and light loads, but I don't have to tell you, you're a 10 millimeter guy, so you've got the drill. You got that figured out. Hey, man, just keep shooting it. I appreciate that. And if you can, hey, go over to our Twitter. I'm at GUNTALK, and post a picture of groups over there or something. We'd love to see that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And, of course, we've got the GUNTALK Facebook page. Just look for GUNTALK Media on Facebook. We're about 80,000 of us hanging out there, and they would love to see the pictures and the groups and all that stuff. So there you go. For those who have orders in for the GT20, as I say, they're coming in kind of in batches as SIG can get them out the door. I think there's a waiting list. I think you can probably still get on it. They might be able to pick up one if you want to contact DuriesGuns.com. Very nice people. They have been great with the delays. I guess you kind of have inevitable delays when you have a brand new gun out, and we're all wanting it right now. And the guys at SIG, we're flogging them. They're going, hey, we're doing what we can do. I know you are, because it's a good product. And frankly, there was a couple of times when, honestly, they stopped and said, hey, we found a way to make this a little bit better. And, okay, credit where credit's due. They've been working with Bruce Gray Guns. Bruce, he's just a genius. And he's been making 10 millimeter SIG P220s for a while. And he helped them with a few things. And honestly, the one that's out now is better than the prototype that I got several months ago. And it's funny, I was talking to them, they said, well, look, just send that one back. I said, but I like it. They said, no. Send it back. We're going to put all the little tweaks and everything into yours. So yours will actually be as good as the ones that the GUNTALK listeners are getting. Okay, I'll do that. I just don't want to send it back. I don't want to let go of it, okay? But I'm going to do that. I'll have to send it back to them, let them sprinkle their magic pixie dust on it. And I said, the trigger will even be a little bit better. I don't know how, though. Trigger's great. And I thought there was a great description he had where you got a take up. It's like kind of soft, not a lot of travel, but you can feel it. And then you come up against this pressure wall. And from that point forward, it's like almost no movement, and it goes off nice and crisp every time. I haven't put a trigger gauge on it, but I would roughly guess it to be in the 3.5 pound range, something like that. I love the fiber optic sights. I think for hunting, for bear protection, mountain lion protection, whatever, hard to beat the 10 millimeter for that. So anyway, I appreciate that. If you've gotten your GT20, love to hear about it. So there you go. Oh, don't forget, we're going to have the after show in just a few minutes here, so we'll get to that. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. Still got time. Give me a holler.
Just because we're wrapping up on the air doesn't mean we're done talking about guns. Stick around for the after show. It's our podcast-only version designed to include all the stuff we simply couldn't fit into a regular show. Call in now at 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, back to Tom.
I am just still smiling. I am so happy to get that range report because, man, if I had my fingers crossed on the GT20 pistol, the SIG, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful SIG P220 with cool grips that we designed and the GUNTALK, decorations on it, I guess. The features, we put the fiber optic sights on it. It's a all steel 5-inch barrel, very cool, 10 millimeter. A few of them, I think there's still some available on the list. I think. If you go to, just call or go to Dury'sGuns.com, they'll let you know. I'm not sure where they are with that right now. If you were to get an order in now, it would be sometime in June probably before it comes in. But hey, so it goes. Good things come to those who wait, as they say. Line 1, Bill's with us out of Anchorage, Alaska. Hello, Bill. What happened with your Ruger, man?
Oh, well, I took it to the range for the first time, and it was a single action 45, and I cocked it, and it wouldn't fire. And I messed with it, cocked it again, and it still wouldn't fire. Then I fired it double action, and when I did, the pin that holds the gun together jumped out on the table. I don't know how it got out of there, whether it lurched out or fell out or what happened to it. But it was a very disappointing round, and I was disappointed in the trigger action. It had a... Wait.
Let me ask you a couple of questions because we're short on time. Yes, what model is this? What model pistol?
It's a 45 something DC. Hang on, and I can tell you exactly.
Did you buy it new?
Yeah.
Did you buy it? You bought it new?
Yes. Unfired.
Did you take it back to the store?
No, I didn't, as a matter of fact.
Why?
Well, I bought it from an individual.
I thought you said you bought it from a store.
No, I didn't buy it from a store. I bought it directly from an individual who had acquired it from a store.
Okay.
And he had not taken it out of the box or used it.
All right, here's what you got to do. All right, this is going to be really, 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 really easy to fix. You call Ruger, tell them what you got, tell them what's going on. They're going to tell you, put it in a box and send it to them. They will fix it, they will make it right, and they will send it back to you, and it'll be just like new, and it'll actually work. I don't know what this dude did to the gun before you got it, but because you didn't buy it from a store, you don't really know what you bought. So this is really easy. Call Ruger tomorrow. They will make it right for you because they don't want you to have a gun that doesn't work. This is going to be really, really easy. So there you go. Speaking of Rugers, the SR9 and SR9C, and now, of course, now they got the 45 and the 40. That whole family, I think, is one of the least appreciated and greatest carry guns going. I just love those pistols. Really like the thinness of them. God, there's so many good pistols out now. We are so fortunate. And the Springfield XDS, little slim single stack. But see, here's the thing. The Ruger, the SRs, those are double stack. So you've got full capacity magazines on those. And you know how I feel about that. And then this week I let Chris Sereno shoot my Springfield XDM 3.8. He was shocked at that thing being a one-holer. We're just shooting great groups. We're having a bunch of fun. Hey, we're going to keep talking. We're going to the after show right now. So give us a call right now. We can still get you in. 866-TALK-GUN. If you haven't heard the after show, by all means, go download it. Go to guntalk.com. Follow the links. You can get there. Go out and do some shooting this week. Take somebody with you. Have fun. Watch that muzzle.